go ahead and talk about self-concept. Here's what I want you to understand. Your awareness is literally the tool to select the identity that you will then see come through you. My name is Master Johnson. I have a tendency of making things make sense. If you're just now seeing my face, my energy is extremely magnetic. It's so magnetic, it only attracts people that are ready for it. So congratulations. Consider doing the things with the buttons. For those that have been following for quite some time, thank you. The community is growing. For anybody else that would like to get inside of the community, work a little bit more exclusively, there you go, with me, find the waitlist link inside of the chat, somewhere like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive on in. We also need to understand about this thing called self-concept. What self is actually giving the power to the concept. So notice how I said what self? Well, let me go ahead and ask you this. Do you feel like you have an ego? Yeah, a voice that likes to try to control everything within you. I'm going to go with yes. Do you also have a higher self, a deeper self, if you will, that seems to be a little bit more graceful, a little more intuitional, a little bit more pushed or pulled, if you will, towards a very specific way of being, doing, ideas, things to start, to create, maybe things to leave and not tolerate anymore, right? So already we know we have two different selves, but then there's also one major component that people just completely look over only because it's taught to be looked over. And that, my friends, is the connection to God. That is you. See, I'm not one for having a religion. I come out of, Christianity and everything of that nature, but with understanding what the Bible teaches and understanding what Jesus has been teaching, and I like to study Jesus, if you will. I don't necessarily have a religion, but I do have a relationship. And that's what I'm going to be speaking from today. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Religion just says, I'm going to teach you to praise to something, ask and beg, and try to have the attention or the grace of something outside of yourself that then is then going to answer your prayers and answer your wishes and be able to give you what you want as long as you're operating in a very conditional way. The God that I know through Jesus is not a conditionally loving creator. Actually, it's the exact opposite. It's a very unconditional loving creator. Which means this creator, God, Heavenly Father, loves me even if I were to choose not to love him back, it back, her back. Just because I'm not tithing or going to church or being a stand-up citizen inside of my congregation or anything of that nature, just because I'm not being a very specific way that's been indoctrinated, means that I won't be able to experience love or heaven or hope or grace. That just seems extremely conditional. So what I have learned through Jesus is Jesus came to teach identification, not separation. Quite frankly, there is no separation through the laws of this universe and realm via frequency, energy, and vibration. Many different calls on that. Just stick with me. Jesus has been able to show me that the perspective and the power that is all things is actually residing within me as well. And through my perspective of whatever self I choose to have my awareness within is then going to lead me to more corresponding, watch this, more evidence and more proof and more experiences based off of that perception through the power that I am. So here we go. I am is God, right? So then whenever you say I am, yes, that's one way of declaring the face of God, the power of God. But if you know who you are, then you don't necessarily need to claim I am. You need to be the I amness with the consciousness of intelligence that is of you knowing what and who you are. So if you know that you are God, you may not be the God that holds the planets in the sky, but you are the God of what you're going to experience here in this world through the freedom of your choice. Now watch how I tie this together. With your awareness, you have the intelligence and free will to decide your perspective. Now let me summarize it in a quote. The way you perceive your reality, my friends, is how you're going to receive your reality, my friends. So stick with me now. Which self are you choosing? What perspective are you choosing? Are you choosing the perspective where nothing goes right, the business is going down, you're losing the clients, you don't have money? And then through that perspective, now comes the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions. Then comes the aligned action born out of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So stick with me. If I have the perspective that I'm in lack, if I have the perspective that I need to heal, if I have the perspective that I am not God, well then I'm going to take action out of those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, such as I'm going to go hustle, sacrifice, and make money because I feel the lack of money. How's that been going for you? Right? I have the perspective that because of my trauma, there's something wrong with me. And now I need to go rewire my subconscious mind or go find something outside of myself to make me finally feel worthy enough to have a happy life. Sounds pretty fucking conventional, pretty fucking conditional in regards of how to move forward with your life. See, if I'm a creator and I have children that I am a part of, I'm going to put my children here and I'm going to say, I'm going to give them the free will and choice to choose to understand the power that they have, that is me, or to choose to focus on the circumstances outside of themselves. And then I'm going to be able to have a manual called the Bible that literally says, to more that have, more is given. That literally says the kingdom of heaven is found within. That literally says, does it not say in text, ye are gods, and to you shall do more that I have done. Straight out of Jesus's mouth. Do you see what's going on here? Not here to knock on religion. I'm just here to set the record straight. And here's what I want you to understand. You have the opportunity through God inside of you to choose through your perspective and your free will to either allow yourself to be in alignment so that as God pulled Jesus's destiny through Jesus, God shall do the same through you. Don't you get it? Doesn't this make sense? Let me just do this. Why did the devil go be sent down? Just stick with me. Well, the devil says, I think I can do this better than you. Why does your ego always have to do things better? What if your ego stands for edging God out? Earth guide only. So now you have a choice. Your choice is create internal alignment. Excuse my puppies, they're playing out there. Stay focused and disciplined to the world within. Know the self-concept that says, oh, wait a minute, I'm not my past, I'm not my memory, I'm not my trauma. I am the perceiver of my reality with the awareness of being in this present state moment, and whatever I focus on is going to focus on me, because to more that have, more is given. So then now, what if it's not about healing? What if it's about claiming your healing and then moving forward from this present state moment, moving forward, because that's what you've selected, and then God shall pull all the evidence through you to show you exactly why you're healed, because now you're operating in alignment with God rather than edging God out. Pretty intense video today. But hey, I wanted to go ahead and bring you some different approaches or understandings, and I know I've been successful within that. Guys, I actually have a call that I have to go ahead and get on. I just looked at the time and said, oh geez, but I wanted to get this out. So once again, let me bullet point it for you. Number one, you're not separate of God, God's within you. Number two, when you're in alignment with God, God's in alignment with you. When you're out of alignment, you're definitely not with the power that is here for you, waiting for you to realign your focus to and focus in. Number three, this has nothing to do with waiting, wanting, wishing, and being a perfect person. No, this is all about having your awareness and understanding on the concept that is you, the perspective that you hold, and then staying focused and disciplined within that decision to then allow the manifestations of your now new reality to be influenced from the identity that you are choosing. You are not your past. You are healed. You are not broke. That's just where your awareness and your memory is. My question for you is what is in the unknown? What do you know? And then what is there to get to know? Remember, you're not a victim to your reality, my friends. You are the master of it. You are the architect of it. But it's going to need a master architect to have something beautiful. It's all here and with God. My name is Master Johnson, and you are a wealthy person. Thanks for watching my video. Feel free to find the waitlist in the bottom. For those that are coming, I'll see you soon. Until then, be well.